Welcome back, watch people. So just what is going to happen to the Sprite in 2024? What should happen to it? The Rolex GMT Master 2 reference 126720 VTNR, a watch that I've predicted will end up being one of the shortest Rolex model production runs in living memory, and that should, if you want one, be acquired as quickly as possible before they simply don't make them anymore. So what do we think that the new year has in store for one of the brand's hottest still sports watches, and why do I believe that it's now absolutely vital for everyone that Rolex make the right decision on this watch's future, both for themselves and more importantly for you guys out there that might own one? Stick around and stay tuned, because I'm just about to tell you what I think could, and more importantly what I think should happen to the Rolex VTNR. So the quite amazing left-hand drive Sprite hit the scene back in 2022 when Rolex launched a huge surprise to just about anyone and everyone who's ever followed the brand with any interest. And I predicted at the time that this was a deliberate and calculated move by Rolex to create a rare and much sought after classic watch for the future, and that this was a watch that wouldn't have a very long shelf life. I think I said 2 or 3 years, and here we are already almost 2 years later. So the big question on everyone's mind is, will the Sprite be shown the door in 24? Well, it really wouldn't surprise me if it was, but it also wouldn't surprise me if it was allowed to run for another 12 months into 2025 either. What would surprise me, in fact what would actually really concern me, not only for you guys out there who own the watch but for Rolex themselves, is if they let this bit of an ugly duckling outlive its purpose. So what do I mean by that? Well, let's face it for what it is, and let's think about it for a moment. The original absolutely insane urgency to lay your hands on one of these watches almost at any price has gone, and its current value on the secondary market is about as low as it's been since its release, making this watch right now, in my humble opinion, the very best time to go and try and find one if you want one. And unless you're one of these Rolex aficionados or collectors, let's face it, it's a watch that really is, if we're honest, only really suitable for the lefties. Now that's fine, but that's a much smaller end user market. And as we speak, whether you find this watch wearable or not, anyone that gets the chance to acquire this watch will snap either your right or indeed your left hand off to buy it, and Rolex need to make sure that they keep it that way. You see, the danger for me is this: if and when the appeal of this watch starts to wear thin, and I think we might just be seeing the start of that, then Rolex really are looking for a particular kind of buyer for this watch. It's going to be someone that can afford it, it's going to be someone that wants a Rolex, it's going to be someone that wants a GMT Master and a green one at that, and they're also going to have to be left-handed. You get my drift. That's a lot of boxes that need ticking before any potential sale. But of course, the caveat to all of that is that these are precisely the anomalies that make this watch so attractive and such a great investment piece for the medium and long-term future. It's a still Rolex sports watch. It's unusual. It's already hard to find, and they ain't making very many of them, at least for now. Let's hope it stays that way. And that, my friends, is the real crux of the matter. For the left-hand drive VTNR to do its job properly and to guarantee a place in the Rolex history books as a must-have rare watch, it needs to be discontinued, preferably sooner rather than later, and get rid of any danger of it outstaying its welcome. Otherwise, all of my previous predictions for this watch could end up being wrong, and the VTNR could end up like the proverbial world-class fighter who chose to hang around for one fight too many and ended up stinking the place out. We don't want that to happen. And I think that Rolex, as usual, will ultimately and before too long make the right decision. At least I hope they do, for the watch, for the brand, and most importantly for you guys out there that have put your money into it. As always, thanks for watching. We will speak again soon.